am Filipino, American, little Chinese, little Navajo.
宾馆里面又是菲律宾，又是纳巴河，那又是这个中国，那又是这个白人。
So I'm pretty much United Nations. And I serve on the advisory council for Donald Trump, for Asian Americans, and it's been a journey.
他是在那个华裔美人这个川普总统的这个总统的顾问之一。
In fact, the reason why I'm here is because we have a meeting this week with the advisory council that is chaired by Governor Calvo of Guam, who is a Filipino American.
他们在这里聚集的是，这是因为这个关的这个关岛这个州长来这边开了一个那个 Face Orange 的他们的会。
We have about 3 weeks to go, and I believe that we will win this election. How many of you agree? In fact, I believe we're going to have a landslide. Come on.
Amen.
And so this is a stretch. We want every one of you to call your friends, your family, anyone that you know, that they need to vote for Trump.
这是我们是最后联络了，希望大家跟你的亲戚、你的朋友，每一个你认识的人，告诉他说要选川普。
You know, this week I've been doing a lot of interviews, newspaper, radio, and TV, and I'm going to do another interview on TV again coming on Wednesday, and it will be fun. So I will need your prayers.
请你为我祷告，因为我一直做很多那个报纸啊、这个杂志的访问啊、电视、电台的访问。
Now, the Asian Americans are called the invisible minority.
这个亚洲人好像是个隐形的少数民族。
And I know not all of you here are Asian Americans, but let me focus a little bit on Asian Americans. Asian Americans have been here since the 1600s. 1600s. We've been here since the 1600s.
OK， 这个亚洲族的人哈，其实从差不多17世纪就来，可是我们一直好像是隐形的人。
We pretty much help build America.
我们是帮助建造美国的，但是我们是隐形人。
But a lot of our history has been erased on especially the history books of America.
但是很多美国历史并没有记载。
But the contribution of Asian Americans in America is, I believe, one of the probably greatest thing in the history of America.
我觉得在美国这个国史上里面，其实亚洲的贡献是应该是最伟大的之一。
And I made a decision that we no longer become an invisible minority, but we have a voice in this nation to turn this nation back to God. It is for the reason that I joined the campaign, because I say this is it. If not now, when? If not me, then who? If not you, then who?
我这么帮助这个竞选，就是因为现在已经最后机会，现在再不说话，什么时候说话？这个时候不帮忙，什么时候要帮忙呢？
And I believe this is it. This is the defining moment for our country, for our nation.
这已经是我们最后机会了。
To understand what is at stake in our nation today, you're probably cry out to God yourself, because this is it. This will determine the future of America and the future of your children, your children's children.
若是说你不知道现在我们紧急的情况的话，你就可以向神呼求的。
The trajectory of America is heading the wrong direction.
现在我们的国家是在走到错的方向上的。
Now, I got involved after 9/11 when I saw the Twin Towers fall.
当我看见那个911事件之后呢，我就开始为这个国家着想了。
And I was convicted in my heart, and I said, what can I do to turn our nation back to
那
God?
时候我就想，我要怎么做能够帮这个国家翻转呢？
And I've been involved with a lot of gatherings, gathering people in stadiums of America, as big as 500,000 people, filling the stadiums of America.
我参加很多的大会，包括大概一个大会大概是有50万的人参加的。
And mobilizing the religious leaders, political leaders in America to contend for revival in our nation.
不管是从宗教界的或是政治界的，都一起来帮忙，要我们把这个复兴要回到美国。
So when it comes to prayer, we've been praying. We've been praying and praying for about 25 years. I've been involved with the prayer movement, apostolic movement, and prophetic movement for 25 years.
因为他是一个牧师，所以他已经其实祷告这个美国的翻转25年了。
But I said to myself, how can we turn our nation back to God? You know, when we left, I wasn't involved with a movement called a call.
OK，他参加那个很大的运动叫做 The Call。
And so we called America to prayer and turn our nation back to God and cry out to God for revival.
那个时候呢是要呼叫美国的基督徒要回转，向神要求我们要有一个大的复兴。
I trust everyone here is a Christian. I trust, and if not, then that's okay because we want everyone to get involved in this coming election.
不管你是不是基督徒，我希望你们每一个人都加入我们这次竞选的行列。
And there's been a question from a lot of people said, why do you support Donald Trump?
很多人会说，那你为什么要支持川普呢？
Because I believe Donald Trump is the only chance to turn this nation back to its original course.
因为他相信川普是我们唯一能够把美国国家翻转的一个人。
And my journey is that I was asking to help Ted Cruz.
他原来是 Ted Cruz 叫他帮忙的。
help his campaign with Asian Americans.
Ted Cruz 请他帮忙这个华人的竞
And
选
in the
方
rest
面
of the story, right? I decided I need to support a leader that has a resolve to face the issues that we have in America.
你都知道后来的他转了，因为他相信他要找一个人，他真的能够有这个决心来翻转美国的。
You know, America right now, we have about $20 trillion in debt. And where we're heading, the spending that Washington, D.C. is doing is not sustainable. We have $200 trillion in outstanding debt.
让我们国家的国债有多高？突然间这个中国字我还不知道是
And so it's a point of no return. And I believe unless we stop this foolishness in Washington, D.C., this nation will be no more.
我们再不回转的话，我们再不停止的话，这个国家就会走到绝路去了。
And that's why when I was asked to meet with Donald Trump personally, I said, well, you know what? I want to hear him personally. I want to hear what's his plan for America. What is his plan for America?
他这个私自去见当创的时候，他问当创，那你的这个主意是什么？
Because the truth is that he was not my first choice.
应该是当创并不是他当初第一选择。
As a pastor, I'm a conservative American.
他是一个牧师，所以他是一个很保守的一个人。
And so I met with Donald Trump, and it wasn't a political meeting actually. It wasn't a rally, it wasn't a political meeting, but I was invited by his best friend because he just bought a brand new jet. So he wanted to try it out. He wanted to fly to New York and said, why don't you meet with us and let's talk to Mr. Trump? And I said, well, sounds fun, let's go.
其实他去那个第一次见到川普的时候，并不是因为政治关系，而是他是有个好朋友呢，知道说，哎，川普买了个新飞机，要不要过去坐一坐？他觉得蛮有趣的嘛，他就去了。
You see, I believe this. I believe if you want the blessings of God in your life, you need to have a spirit of honor. You have to carry the spirit of honor.
你相信你要是不是神的话，你必须要有这个荣誉。
So the moment we walk into the Trump Towers, from the security to the ushers to everyone in the restaurant, they pretty much greeted us and said, hello, sir, hello, Mr. Herman. They kind of knew that we were coming.
他自从进去了那个川普的那个大楼以后，从前面的那个看守的人一直到最后，每个人都会很有礼貌的跟他们打招呼。
And I said to myself, this is different.
他就觉得，哎，这个好像不一样。
I helped the McCain campaign in the past. I helped the Romney campaign in the past, and I helped the Cruz campaign in the past. And when this happened, I said, this is something different. They treated us with respect.
我觉得这个以前我帮助了那个 McCain，我也帮助了那个 Romney，这一次川普的不一样，对川普对他们很有礼貌，很尊敬。
So when we got there, I was greeted by his son, and Eric Trump, and we had lunch. And we talked about just regular stuff.
他去的时候跟那个 Eric Trump 吃饭，他们讲到是普通平常话。
And the one thing that really spoke to me is that how his son so loved him and respect him so much.
他是非常意外的发现，他的儿子居然很爱他，很尊敬他。
You see, you can tell a person how good a person he is by talking to his kids.
你可以知道那个人从看他的儿女的情况。
And so after we talked, and they said, let's go up, Dad is ready to talk, and he's ready to meet you guys.
他们讲完了之后，他们说好，这个他已经预备跟你讲话了。
So we went up and we went through all the Secret Service and the vetting and the check-in and everything, and then we got in and he said, "Hey, welcome guys, come on, grab a seat, let's talk."
他经过了这个安全检查，然后就遇到了川普，然后川普就说：“请坐下来，我们一起来谈。”
So the first thing I asked Donald Trump, I said, "Mr. Trump, why are you running for president?"
我问他说：“川普，你为什么要竞选总统？”
And the first thing what he told me really spoke to me. He said, "Because I love this country."
第一件事他说：“因为我热爱这个国家。”
And because we're losing this nation.
我们正在失去这个国家。
We're losing respect.
我们失去国际的这个尊敬。
And we need to save America for the sake of our children.
我们为了我们的
Now, how many of you that is a leader? How many of you know that is a leader? He wasn't motivated because of ambition. He wasn't motivated because he needed more money. And in fact, he said, "I don't need to do this, Herman. I have a lot of money. I'm a successful businessman. I don't need to do this. I've done it all."
应该是说，他的动机不是钱，不是地位，他的动机是因为他爱这个国家。
Now, I'm not talking to you about politics here. I'm talking about from a personal experience of a journey why I decided to support Donald Trump. Now, you see the rhetoric, you see a lot of negativity on radio, on TV, and they pretty much probably you'll ask me later, what about these accusations?
OK， 我们来讲讲看哈，他现在兴趣并不是因为他的名望还要是什么东西。那你现在问我说，那外面现在讲他的丑闻，这个事情怎么处理呢？
How do we know that God, there's an appointed time for every person?
你要知道吗？每一个人他的生命当中都有一个命定的。
Somebody said, "He who doesn't have a sin, don't first cast the first stone."
圣经是说你们当中有个没有罪的，你就可以举起第一个石头来丢吧。
Now, when the media is asking me, "What do you think of what he said? What do you think of the woman accusing him?" Well, I'm not surprised. Everybody knows that the kind of person he was.
那个人家问我说，那你知道道德上这么说他那个丑闻？那他说。我也并不意外，因为他们都知道他以前是什么样的人呢？
So they're talking about a video that was pretty much happened 11 years ago, and the accusations of women that says they did something. She did something inappropriate to them, and the truth is that the truth comes out. And the Bible says, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free."
至于说，好比说在11年前这个 video 的这个丑闻，现在真理出来了，其实不是那句，其实不是那一回事。所以圣经上说，你要知道真理，真理会让你自由。
And let me tell you, my friends, a lot of the relatives of these women just came out and said, "It's not true. I was there inside the plane, and that lady sitting all the way at the back, and the other one was inviting Donald Trump to promote her restaurant, and Donald Trump said no. And guess what? These are all allegations, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I met the person, I met the man, I've talked to him a few times, and the man, God is dealing with this person. He's not the same person that he was 11 years ago. He is being changed and transformed because I believe of the power of God. Amen. And the people that surround him.
Amen.
被触摸事件，那个他亲戚已经出来曾经说过没有这回事，因为一个是坐前面，一个坐后面没机会。那另外一个这个被控告的事件就是说，那个女人她要Trump去给她那个拉生意做广告，那Trump没有，他就很生气。我们现在讲这个Trump的话，应该是说Trump他一直在成长的，他现在的川普跟以前的川普又是不一样的。
Now, is he perfect? Is he the ideal president candidate? No. Both of them have issues. But I'd rather deal with a person who is blatant or harsh than a person who is completely a liar and a deceiver and devious.
我们两个总统之前都不是完美，都不是完全的人，但是我宁可跟一个这个粗糙讲话的人来deal，与其跟那个一直在说谎、一直在害人的那个去deal。
Now, you know what? As a pastor for many years, we have a church where we have a network of about 4,000 ministries and businesses and churches. It's called the Asian Action Network. And now, as a pastor, I'd rather have a member who's committed mistakes because of ignorance and said something because they're young Christians. I'd rather deal with that person than deal with a member who is deceiving and intentionally trying to destroy people and intentionally plan evil things to people.
这是一个很大的分别哦。这个 Herman 他做那牧师做很久了，然后
And that's the difference.
他也是在 Action Network， 所以他认识很多人。他说宁可他在他的会中当中，他就宁可救一个，就是一个人他因为无知而犯错，而不要跟那一个人是他已经知道他在说谎，他已经知道他在做坏事，还是继续做。那你宁可跟这个无知而犯错的人留。
That's the difference with Hillary Clinton and Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump wants to save a nation. Hillary Trump wants to use our nation for her own personal reasons.
川普他要救这个国家，但是呢 ，Hillary 他要利用这个国家，很大的区别。
What's at stake? At stake, number one is religious freedom.
我们最大的第一个就是我们的宗教自由。
What happens is that if Miss Hillary Clinton or crooked Hillary wins this election, what will happen is this. Number one, she will pass a hate crime bill that will persecute every believer in churches and prohibit them from saying anything offensive to any religion, especially to Muslims.
OK， 大家已经知道的，这希拉里他会继续奥巴马的政策。这个叫 hate crime bill， 就是说你讲这个话，不小心触犯了别的宗教的话，你就有罪了，这个很可怕。
And she will appoint justices and judges to the Supreme Court that will limit your religious freedom. Now, if you came from a country that oppresses freedom, you need to be concerned about it.
你若是来自这个迫害宗教自由的国家的话，你对这个事情应该是很敏感，因为希拉里他决定会指派那些法官，就是会限制你的言论宗教自由的。
So there is a threat of our religious rights and religious freedom, the First Amendment.
所以这是一个很大的威胁，对我们限制我们的宗教跟我们言论自由的事。
And the second thing is national security. We need to build the wall.
我们必须要建造一个墙来帮助我们。
And Mr. Trump said, I asked him, what about the people that are here? I said, well, we need to take care of the people that are here, but we can't take care of the people that are here if we cannot prevent those hostile and people that don't love America from coming in.
你说已经在这里的违法的人，他说他会就是说想办法来照顾我们已经在这里的人，但是我们必须要防止将来这些要过来我们国家造成混乱的这些人。
Now let me tell you, my friends, okay, if you love this nation, you want to protect America for the sake of your children, for the sake of your grandchildren.
为了你的子孙的关系，你必须要保护这个国家。
Now, one of the most important thing I think that I heard from a person who loves America is when I was in Hawaii. My wife and I was vacationing in Hawaii, in Maui.
我跟我太太到马里去那个旅行之后。
So this bus driver was telling us we could no longer plant sugar cane because they're converting it to homes and apartments.
他那里很多地已经是被改成造公益的地方，不能够造农业了。
The sugar cane farm, they're converting it to homes and apartments. I said, apartment and homes for who?
然后这些甘蔗园变成公寓是要给谁呢？
And he said they're bringing 10,000 refugees from Syria and then bringing them into Hawaii and give them homes and give them $1,000 a month.
他们要从叙利亚带来难民，一个月给他1000块，并且把这甘蔗园译成这个公寓。
How many wants to have a house in Hawaii?
你信不信的？
Maybe you could join the refugees. Now we know there are about 10,000 refugees already here in this country, unvetted. And you don't know who these people are. And there are 30,000 more before this year ends. And Hillary Clinton said the moment she becomes the president, she will increase the refugee by what? 520,000%, 520%.
我们现在已经有大概1万多的那个难民了。这个年底之前的 呢会有3万的，会有5万个难民，然后呢3万个难民，然后希拉里说他当总统之后呢，他要加上500倍。
And the total will be 620,000 Syrian refugees unvetted coming to this
换
country.
句说，这样的话就有最起码60万这个 refugee， 这些人你没有办法查身份的这些那个难民。
Now they say, well, there's only about 1% of their radicals.
就算是过1个%，他们是坏掉
Now,
的。
what is 1% of 620,000?
那60万的1% 是多少？
That's 6,000
那就是6000
potential terrorists coming to our country.
个恐怖分子。就1%的话，也有6000个恐怖分子。
There is a national crisis, a national security crisis coming to America. That's why we need to vote for Donald Trump to be the next president of the United States of America. How many know that Asian Americans, and most minorities, are hardworking citizens?
你知道我们这个亚洲人是非常勤劳工作的。
How many are concerned of your children's future?
你会不会担心你儿女的前途？
And if you are, then this is the moment where you have to take ownership of America as a nation. There will be no other election like this. This is a deciding moment that will tip the scale.
完全是说，这个是最危险的时候，必须要采取行动，不然的话，我们就是往向左派倾倒太多了。
Now, Mr. Trump wants to protect America. Hillary Clinton wants to open borders and bring in everybody into our country.
川普呢，他要保守这个国家，但是 Hillary 呢，他要开放这个国家的大门。
And I do believe that if we allow that, globalism comes in. And you know what else will come in? It will demonize our country.
对。
或者是这个全球化是很可怕的。
It will open Pandora's box to every form of idolatry come into our country and will forever change our nation.
从国外来的这些邪恶，他们邪恶的思想会改变，神只能改变美国的文化跟美国的社会结构。
Now, my friends, I'm going to ask you this. How many of you believe that it is your duty as Asian Americans to vote this coming November 8th?
相不相信是我们华人的？
It is your God-given right and your God-given
要
duty.
投票，所有的华人、所有的亚洲人都要投票的举手。
Now you say, well, I was not born in this nation, but you came to this nation and you were adopted by this nation, and this nation has been good to many of us. Now it's time for us to give back to America and save the people of the nation. That's why we need to vote for Donald Trump.
虽然说我们没有在这个国家生长，我们是移民过来的，但是这个国家对我们好，这是我们回馈这个国家的时候的，所以我们要选 Donald Trump。
Now let me talk to you a little bit about Hillary Clinton.
我们讲希拉里。
Hillary Clinton accumulated wealth from 0 to 300 million.
Hillary Clinton 他从退休的，他从就说退出白宫的时候，每一年到现在300 million 是多少？
And you know, I myself being involved in business and Mina being involved in business, you have to sell some services or something to make money.
我们知道做生意的人，你知道你领人家钱是因为你给的服务，
You sell a product.
卖东西呢，
And you know what? Hillary Clinton sold something different. Sold the secrets of America to countries that are hostile and enemies of the United States, especially Iran.
希拉里他卖的是什么东西？他卖的就是国家机密，尤其是卖到的那个伊朗，是我们的敌人手上。
And then she's taking money from Saudi Arabia, 25 million, Yemen, 5 million. These are state sponsors of terrorism, and they're using the money to plan an attack on America.
尤其是他卖那个机密去给沙烏地阿拉伯跟也门这两个国家，他是用这些机密来回来攻打我们的。
You know what? The United States just launched a missile to Yemen to protect some of the people there in Yemen.
啊，比如说我们这个礼拜那个美国才那个对那个也门那个寄个飞弹过去，因
Because
为
there is a group that is sponsored by Iran that is causing a havoc and creating war in Yemen against its citizens.
因为伊朗他支持的也门的这个军队呢，他来攻打我们。
My friends, the Bible says that in the last days you will see war, hear wars, rumors of wars.
圣经说，在我们末日的时候，我们听到战争的声音。
We are in the kingdom for such a time as this, and the Bible says, do not be walking as fools, but walk as wise men, knowing the time for the days are evil.
在我们的末世的时候，我必须要行走是有智慧的，而不是愚蠢的。
Now I want to ask you one more thing. How many of you here love your family?
你对爱你的家庭的需求。
And if you love your family, you will do anything in your power and your authority to make sure that their future is secured. If we don't vote for Donald Trump, let me tell you, my friends, the future of your children is at stake. And the freedom of your children, what kind of America you will leave them behind?
你如果是说爱你的儿女的话，你应该是尽你所能，确实的确保Donald Trump还要当选，不然的话，我们的前途堪忧。
I believe Donald Trump, if he wins this election, is a sign of the mercy of God.
我相信，如果是这一次Donald Trump他当选的话呢，那真的是神给的恩典。
What do I mean? I believe God will give us 4 or 8 more years of mercy so that we can see revival and harvest in our nation.
我相信神会给我们在我们4到8年之间，让我们美国能够看见我们的这个兴旺跟翻转。
That's what I believe. It's time for us to be awakened. It's time for the Asian Americans, every minority, to say enough is enough and change has to come. And change is now. We need to vote for Donald Trump.
现在是我们要做的少数民族，我们觉醒的时候，我们要尽我所能帮助川普当选。
Now, how many of you know that Hillary Clinton has been a politician? She's been a politician for 30 years. 30 years. Now, I have members that are African Americans in my church, Hispanic Americans in my church. And she's always talking about the minorities. She's talking about the inner cities. She's talking about helping the poor.
希拉里一直讲到，他要帮助少数人，帮助黑人，帮助那个西医的，他的教会就有这种。
And my African American friend says, enough is enough. And they said, how come every election, every time she runs, she will always go to our churches and say, I am for you, I am for you, if you vote for me, I'll do this and I'll do that, I'll do this. And after she wins the election, she forgets about it.
每次选举的时候，都是他们教会说，你要是选我的话，我会做这做这做那。可是他们每次当选以后，他们事情都忘记了。
That's 30 years of broken promises, and she's asking 4 more years.
这已经是重复了30年了，他现在还要跟
4 more years of lies.
在4年的这说谎吗？
That's why I believe it's time for change. It's time to vote for Donald Trump and make America great again. Now, when it comes to immigration, I have introduced a policy to Donald Trump for Asian American policy for immigration. And I can trust you that when I submitted to him for Asian Americans, and my friend wrote that piece of the Latino Americans, he liked it and said, we will adopt this the moment I become president of the United States.
川普修改这个移民法，他的朋友很喜欢说，还有川普也很喜欢，所以他一当总统以后，他就会实行这新的移民法。
See, if you're Asian Americans, your priority date to apply a visa is you have to wait 50 to 20 years.
你若是说要做人的话，你等。
How many of you know you know what I'm talking about
你
here?
们等了10年到15年才能够做立法。
Now, if she wins, Hillary wins, that priority will probably be what? 30 years.
如果是希拉里的话，你现在等的这个时间
Because they will give more priority to the Syrian refugees unvetted and granting visas without being vetted.
因为这些移民的名额会给那些难民拿去，所以真正合法的会等更
How many know that is a form of injustice?
知道这个是不公义的事情。
And I believe if you are working, if you are not working, hardworking American, you need to be angry about this. You need to start doing about it, and you need to start talking to people and say, we need to vote for Donald Trump for the sake of our family.
对正常的、合法的工作的、正常移民过来的，对这件事情应该是非常生气。你应该是经常是说，那我们不应该是要帮助希拉里，应该选川普。
Now that is why we're asking every one of you to help us.
希望每个人都帮助我们。
The poll said, well, Donald Trump is behind, Donald Trump is behind. How do you know that you don't listen to those? Because a lot of those media polls are biased and anti-Trump anyway. I believe they have awakened the sleeping giant called the church, the Christian Church of Jesus Christ. Now, I am part of an organization that represents 50 million evangelical Christians. And I represent that as a representative for Asian Americans. In fact, we wrote a new manifesto saying it's time for evangelicals to have power and authority in this nation. Power to influence the direction of America. And they're ready to vote. Even as we speak right now. Even as we speak. We're going to 15 states, battleground states, and distributing 500,000 to 1 million voter guides. We're going to Ohio, Florida, we're going to Colorado, we're here in Nevada. I think they brought it here. They brought it here. That's it, right here. And we need your help. If you're from Nevada, we need your help to give it out to your friends, to your churches, and let them know. We need to educate the voters and saying, here are the issues that are important to us Christians. We are pro-life. We are pro-family. We believe that we need to stand with the state of Israel and make Jerusalem as the capital. And that's one of the reasons why we need to vote for Donald Trump, because I believe if we vote for Hillary Clinton, we will lose our friendship with Israel. And you know what happens if we break our covenant with Israel? Judgments coming to America. And I asked Donald Trump when I had the meeting with him, Donald Trump, what do you think about Israel? He said, I love the nation of Israel, and I will, the moment I become president, I will move the embassy of the United States from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Now this is important to me because I serve on the board of governors of Likud. We're Likud.